Hi, welcome to my channel, Senior Sue Cacti and Succulents. Today I am going to be revamping this area that is up against the wall of my house. This is my backyard, and right next to it is an RV pad. And this area looks a wee bit, on the junky side. So I am going to try and organize it a little better, add a few things, and let's see what we can come up with. Everything here is going to be redone, with the exception of the corner that was near the fence that you saw when we first started this video. That was done in my last video. So if you haven't seen that, you can check out my last video. Okay, let's get ready to clean up here. The first thing that I'm going to take care of is this angel planter, and you can see that she does have a hole in the skirt, so I can plant some succulents in there, and I think she'll look pretty nice. So I'm going to take her over to my potting bench and get started on planting. If you saw my last video, you'll know that I took several cuttings off of some pots. So I'm going to use these cuttings to start planting up this angel. And this project is not costing me a dime since I'm using the cuttings that I already have. It would be nice if I had a little more color variety in here, but I am making do with what I have, and you'll see that she turns out pretty nice. Time to start planting. I have decided to move this shelf to another location. So after I remove all of the plants, I'll show you where I am going to be putting the shelf. I'm going to put the wire shelf up against the brick fireplace chimney, but first I'm going to hose the area off a bit and clean it up before I put the shelf there. These days I don't hose my patio off very often because I try to conserve water. But after all the Santa Ana winds that we had, and then when we had our rain, everything was pretty darn dirty and messy, so it needed a good hosing off. And here are all the plants that need to be put back on the shelf. And you can see that it's a pretty nice day today. We had 71 degrees and sunshine, and it is February 18th, I believe. Ignore my messy potting bench to the left, but everything's on the shelf now. I'll probably do a little more rearranging and maybe add a few more pots that were on my workbench. I try to arrange things in odd numbers rather than, just one or two items or four items, because odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye when you look at an arrangement. If you have an even number, your eye doesn't really know where to focus. These two arrangements that I'll be setting out desperately need to be reworked. I've neglected them for a really long time, but they're all pretty much still living, but they're pretty ratty looking. This pot sitting underneath this other pot does not look good, so I might just try a terracotta pot to put under it. Now this setup is a little better, but I still do not like it. Let's see if I can come up with something else. Okay, here I turn the pot upside down, but I don't really like that look either. So let's try setting it on this plant stand. Oh yes, this is much better. Now I also have my pot freed up to plant other items in. Things are starting to shape up. Okay, let's add a little color. I like the pot, the plant, and the stand, but I do not like the location. This is not good either, so I'm thinking of moving this jade plant in front of those sprinkler controls, so we'll see how that looks. It's going to be a heavy job. Let's move it. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll lose a pound or two today. Like it a whole lot better. I had set a small terracotta pot underneath this euphorbia pot, but it raised it up too high. And without the pot, the euphorbia plant inside here was too short. So I'm cutting out some foam here, and I'm going to use that instead of the terracotta pot that I had inside there. So hopefully this will raise it up the right amount so it'll look good. Okay, that is an improvement. I need to find a spot for these metal sculptures. And by the way, all of these metal pieces of garden art I purchased at a Shell gas station in Gila Bend, Arizona. Just That's about the halfway point between Phoenix and Tucson. I used to drive up and down that 10 freeway or the 8 to visit my dad and my aunt who lived down there in Tucson. You will see just in a few minutes that I did not keep these spinning dogs in this location. I moved it to another part of my garden on the other side, and I forgot to show that to you, but you'll probably see where I put it in a future video. The cacti that you see in the pot in the background is going to stay there for now. I'll deal with that another day. Looks good. This corner needed some color. The dogs are going away and a potted arrangement is going in its place. Now, it would be nice if I could completely cover up this gas meter, but I can't. Otherwise, the meter person won't be able to read it. They peer over the fence to get the reading, so I really can't block it. I kind of can block it from this angle, but anywhere to right in front of it or to the left, I cannot do that. I am going to insert a clip right here because I forgot to show you where I put the angel, and I did put it right beside this arrangement, so check it out. This spot looks more complete now, and if you'll notice, I did put items in there in a group of 3, and I think the 2 white pots right next to that planter stand look really nice. But one day I will get larger pots in here and more colorful pots. This plant could use a little more height, so I'll just put the stand underneath it. I like that a lot better. I forgot to mention that sink that you see buried into the ground or set into the ground, that is an RV drain, which we never use. We have a tent trailer, not an RV. The previous owners had put it in there, and if we ever have a main drain backup or whatever, that's where it will back up, so I don't want to set anything too close to that sink. I want to thank you for watching my video, and if you have not subscribed or hit that like button, it would be great if you could do so. So that is it for now. Check back with me next week to see what I'm up to. Thanks for watching. Bye.